Day. Happy pre-Friday, everybody. Yo, it's your boy on CPT. You know, I'm not normally late, but when I am, it's for a good reason. I had some community outreach to do today, and Houston traffic is not one that you want to play with. But I'm here with my player partner. Hold on, let me do it. I don't got it on here, but let me give him an applause. It's my man, my partner, my dog from the crib, Mr. Brandon Chappell, the coolest dog of them all. What's up to the host of the Recap Kickback Podcast, Mr. Reality TV himself?
Hey, appreciate you, man. I'm happy to be here. It's long overdue. I feel like we should have done this. I mean, we've podcasted before, but I feel like we should have done this a long time ago.
We should have done this a long time ago, and we did podcast when I was in my podcasting infancy. For those of you who don't know, because most people don't, Brandon is my podcasting sensei. If you don't know, Brandon is like kind of famous online. Like you know, like if you know Brandon, you know Brandon has been famous the entire time he's been alive. Like just because his last name is Chappell.
Pretty much.
But yeah. But outside of him having, you know, some shared likeness to the famous, more famous Chappell, he is Chappell in his own right, and he has carved his niche in the media landscape, being the guy that everybody goes to for their survivor picks. I feel like he might have made some people a lot of money on Kalishi or some shit like that.
Something like that. But yeah, no, I appreciate the introduction. Yeah, I've been doing this thing for a little bit. It's been a few years. I think this is year 3 of me having my own podcast. But, you know, I've been podcasting about reality TV, other TV, scripted TV, all that good stuff for a while. And it's been very fun learning that, but then also getting to talk to you about, you know, your stuff that you wanted to do in politics and all the stuff that you want to cover on your podcast. And so, yeah, I'm happy to be the sensei because you're a good student, you know. So I feel like you've already mastered this thing. You just got to make it go now. You know, you do all of it on your own now. I gave you all you could have. You know what I'm saying?
You did give me some good lessons. For those of you who are aspiring podcasters, you should use StreamYard. And I am not getting any money from StreamYard for this, right? Yeah. But you should give me some money, StreamYard. You should give Chappell some money because he introduced a podcast GOAT. I'm going to claim it now, right? I'm in my Luffy moment. I'm going to be the king of the pirates one day, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get me a Webby. You know what I mean? Like somebody can give me a Webby. Yeah, a Webby. You know what I mean? I'm taking this as high as I can go, right? Yeah. I'm going out like Oprah. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'll be like the Oprah of podcasting. Like it's gonna be something. You know what I mean? Like it's like, you know that Negro Christian? You know that boy could talk in that microphone. You know what I mean? Like that's my aspiration. Yo, so before I keep telling y'all my aspirations and my goals and how cool my friend is, I do want to shout out my feature artist for today. So I'm gonna tell y'all this is the first time that I have an artist that I actually don't know personally. Okay. Yeah, for sure. So I've been putting my feelers out, right? This is how the universe works, y'all. You say this is what I want to do, and then it happens because you say it and then you act on it. And I reached out into the universe and I got a response from a manager from this artist from Boston. Can you do a Boston accent?
Boston. That's all I got.
Yeah, Boston, Massachusetts. Boston. Yeah. So Buddy is from Boston, Massachusetts. We are fucking that shit up.
Yeah, it's so bad. I'm from the deep south. Okay, I'm not as worldly as you. Okay, I've only heard so many accents in my day.
You know, before I get into this, Virginia is the South. Okay, like
but I'm from the deep south.
Yeah, I don't give a damn. Don't longitude, latitude, me, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's country there too, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of us being put in the middle. I'm from Norfolk. Like, it's spelled Norfolk, and I pronounce it Norfolk. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I can't help it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
like
saying, you've lived a lot of places, you've lived a lot of lives, so you're probably more familiar with some of these accents. There's only so many words that I can say before I start sounding like an idiot, due to my deep Texas drawl, and I do a good job of switching it up, but there's only so many things I can do.
no, I mean I would never mistake you for Boomhauer.
I could get there. I could really
Yeah,
get there if
I
I
would,
wanted to. Yeah.
I would never mistake you for Boomhauer. But anyway, so Cam Webby is from Boston. I really enjoy. Whoever this hater is in the comments, chat. Virginia is the South. Okay, like you're not doing this, dog. Virginia is in the South. It's the South. Like, I'm from Norfolk, down there by North Carolina. We go to Elizabeth City. We eat fried crabs and yak, which I found out is an extension of Yaki Mean from New
Okay.
Orleans, which is crazy, right? But growing up, we used to sell things called in the community when people wanted to raise funds, they would sell yak plates. Yeah. Like, and it's, who is that? As a DMV from Nova, VA split down the middle. That's why we the Mid Atlantic. Right.
Hey,
Split down the
big shout out to the
middle.
chat. Yeah,
Big
big
shout
shout
out
out to
to
the
the
chat.
chat.
These my people in the chat. Jay West,
Yeah.
DDP in the chat too. I see you, Jill.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for showing up.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for showing up and interacting in the chat. Yeah, I'm from Jersey, but I can drive to Maryland. It's a day that's the North. Man, we're going to respectfully disagree, dog.
Look, all I know is ain't nobody mistaking Texas from the North. Ain't no time soon. And honestly, Pan, you one of us now.
I am. I am a Texan. I rodeo, and I love the rodeo.
That's just a nice cowboy boots.
I'm a steward for the rodeo. What?
Right.
Yeah.
On the board.
I'm not on the board yet, but I know you got to remember, because I want to be on the international committee, and there are 3 pillars of the rodeo, and it is education, agriculture.
Okay.
Oh, what's the last one? You got to know this to be able to get on.
At least know.
I'm not
at least what they are. They're not gonna pick
you. Houston Livestock and Rodeo. Hear my plea.
Yeah,
hear my plea.
I used to live in
Japan. Well, man, Vernon is gonna be so disappointed in me. Shout out to my boy Vernon, man. My boy Vernon put me on the rodeo. Before the show ends, I'm gonna remember this last tenet of the Houston Livestock and Rodeo. But we can for sure.
Don't talk to Wild West. He goes. Don't talk to Wild West.
I'm finna Google it, man. I'm finna Google this rodeo. What are the 3 pillars of the Houston?
You said education, agriculture,
education.
Money for sure.
Education, agriculture, and entertainment. I knew I was gonna get it. No, damn it, it's not that. I'm sorry, that is wrong. It is agriculture. How did I fuck this up? Education. There's 4. Oh, I missed one. Agriculture, entertainment, and Western heritage.
Western heritage. That's definitely something you don't know about being from Virginia.
Yes, nothing. I learned all of that here in Houston. When I joined the rodeo committee this past year, I learned so much about the rodeo and how it's an ecosystem for change and bringing community together. All of these different things. It was a great experience. I was on I can't remember what it's called, but I was on the cleanup crew committee. But we ride around outside on the golf carts and make sure that all the trash cans is out and everything get picked up. And I met a bunch of really cool old brothers and sisters and Hispanic people, just kind of getting integrated into the community. It was great. I learned so much about cowboy boots and Western wear. Negroes don't wear that. Not the ones from the city.
Yeah, not from the city. But Houston is one of those cities where you can do both. Houston and Dallas, San Antonio, you can do both.
You can totally do both. So, but anyway, y'all learned something about the Houston Livestock and Rodeo. Houston Livestock and Rodeo, you got a great endorsement from me, with the host of the Recap Kickback Podcast. We should be on Podcast Row during rodeo season, letting color people know that the rodeo is awesome. I'm just saying, here, shameless plug. But so back to our northern brother, Cam Webby, right? I'm not gonna lie. He got some jammers. Before we get into this political talk, because I really have been waiting to talk to you about everything that has happened. Oh my God. Yeah. I knew we were going to have a great conversation about this.
Well, I love talking about politics, Japan.
Oh,
my
boy.
Thing in the world,
oh, boy. Oh, I know you hate it.
I do. I hate it so much, but I do it for you. For you,
yeah. And we have such great dialogue, and I didn't want to waste it on the phone. I felt like people would need this. And the last time we podcast, I was still figuring it out, but now I figured it out. So like we could really give them a show. So anyway, Cam Webby, follow Cam Webby on all social media platforms. Hold on, I'm gonna put his name down here in the ticker. Give me 1 second.
I really appreciate you putting these artists on. I know, I've seen, some artists that I know on here before, but I like what you're doing. I really wish I had thought about it first.
Man, as a former rapper, my partners who still be rapping, they say, you still a rapper, but I'm not anymore. I still participate in the craft, personally, but professionally, that's not my ministry anymore. So, but I do think that, in what we got going on politically, I think that who we are as a people, as far, and and I would say this, if I listen to country music, if I listen to house music and all that other kind of stuff, which I'm trying to get into, like, the flavor of the music selection will change because I do want to diversify, but I think it's important to mix the arts, right? I always go back to Harry Belafonte. He pissed me off because like he was married to a white lady, but that's neither here nor there. But you got to have the art, right, in the activism. Mm-hmm. And he was he's a prime example of that, right? Being able to make sure that there's like, all the artists who have something to say, like they're a great medium for change, so putting them on, your very talented cousins. Shout out to Leaf Village.
Yeah. For my podcast, the intro and outro song.
They're amazing. Mm-hmm. Like all of you, if you have a chance, go check them out. They're amazing. So right now, we are about to jam to some Cam Webby. This is Cam Webby. This is F the Streets by Cam Webby. Get into it.
Thing gon' pop out, I told Cuzzo, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, he from the streets, but because of good influence. I come from the streets, we bumpin' heads, we get into it. I say for the streets because we barely made it through it. Robert nigga beat him, we gon' blast him, he made movements. Gotta learn to treat him, he ain't acting, he just stupid. Bro just got some years and I'm subjecting, he ain't do it. And I just popped the pill and I just yacked him, I ain't do it. This ain't for the weak, don't be making too much calls. Them ain't your brothers, baby, we gon' slime them off. Tell me that you love me, and you said it in the star. I can tell you freaky, you don't gotta change it all. Mommy pull her hair, she won't get pinned up on the wall. She like this today, but who she gon' be tomorrow? Soon I hit like one, and I was trying to hit them all. I'ma run it up so I can look out when they ball. So I can look out when they need. You gon' hold my hand when you up, just don't leave. I done put my heart out and I wear it on my sleeve. I ain't being real if I ain't being me. Say this every time and I'ma say just what I mean. When I'm with the fence, showing love and it's on me. Every time I got it, I know they gon' keep it G. Every time I got it, I know they can come to me. If I'm seeing you, turn around and see me. I can't feel nobody if I cut you, you gon' bleed. Hard to get my money, tell the junkie that's on me. Hard to get my hand, you acting funny and you need. And I just bought the pill and I just asked so please don't judge. Say you really love me and I'm glad that you don't love me. Bro just put my blick and that's what made me push my button. Always say it's nothing, but to them it's really something. When I'm on the energy gon' change like it's nothing. When I'm on the energy gon' change like it's nothing. Do you love me? Do you love me? Flyers thing gon' pop out, I told Cuzzo, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, from the streets, but because of good influence. I come from the streets, we bumpin' heads, we get into it. I say for the streets because we barely made it through it. Robert.
F the streets because we barely made it through it. Nah, for sure, that's a good message, brother. Because F the streets.
Right, that part. We know so many people who fall in love with the streets and never make it out. And then the story is just looking back on the time that they was in the streets. But I mean, is it a happy ending or is it just an ending? I think
not too much.
I think once you make it out, you be proud that you came from that and you move forward, right? You don't have to stay in that mentality.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, great song though. Great message. Great song,
Yeah.
great message. I like the production. I like the flow. You know what I'm saying? Like he definitely had a lot to say. Like, to me it's a jammer, and that's why it's being played. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, big shout out to him. Big shout out to him.
Yeah. Big shout out to bro. We got a couple more tracks from my boy Cam from Boston. Did I do it right? Did I do it right?
I see. I do Boston.
Boston.
They,
I don't know.
they
Trying to,
at the Harvard Yard. That's how I say Boston, but I'm pretty sure it's like some better version of whatever the hell I'm trying to do.
I don't know. I need to listen to some. Ain't Bobby Brown from up there?
I don't know. I don't know where Bobby from.
I think Bobby from Boston.
Better
I think New Edition is from Boston. That was the first time I figured that when I found out they was from Boston. I was like, is black people there?
Black people,
But whatever,
brother. It's just
but
depends on how much agency they have.
Everybody always, at first I didn't think black people lived everywhere, and then people go, black people live everywhere, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense, but you don't tend to think that.
Some rapper said every city's got a ghetto and every ghetto's got a hood. I believe that's Eminem who said that, and I think he's right.
He's true. He's right.
I think they're going. If there are black people around, they're going to find a way to marginalize them and put them in a little corner of the neighborhood. And so
it's true.
It looks like New Edition is from Roxbury, which is a neighborhood in Boston. So yeah, I think you're right.
I know my Black history facts.
There you go.
It's my prerogative. It is my prerogative. Speaking of black people being marginalized, they are redistricting, right? The redistricting push. There it is. That's the face I've been looking for. There it is.
What do you mean by that? What do you
mean
that?
There it is. I would like to know Chappell's thoughts on this. I want you to say how you feel about where we are, right, as a country and where we are as people, right? Because I think you know how I feel. I'm gonna say it, but I want to know your thoughts on this, right? You know what I mean? We can, flush it out. But what's up? What you thinking? Memphis. I know you seen your boy Justin out there in the white man face.
I can't believe you got me talking about politics. I hate this. I hate talking about these things because, largely they make me feel, in a lot of ways, it makes me feel powerless. And I don't like to feel powerless because I like to feel like there's always a chance for the people to be able to rise up and make themselves a better life than even what the government is going to allow for them to do. But when it comes to redistricting and redlining and things of that nature, it's really hard to see a way out when you can tell that the chips are being stacked against you so blatantly and nobody cares, or there's not enough momentum to do anything about it. In my bathroom, because I'm a nerd, there's a book that I read every time I'm in the bathroom, taking a little time. It's called The Color of Law. I'm sure you've read it or heard of it, but it's called The Color of Law, A Forgotten History of How Our Government Segregated America. And it's by Richard Rothstein. And this book is a deep dive into the history of redlining in the United States and showing that there's so many things that have happened when it comes to just the way they are forcing people where to live, how to vote, based on their skin tone or their socioeconomic status, that doesn't allow people to rise up and overcome, doesn't allow people to amass generational wealth. It doesn't allow people to work their way out of poverty because they keep getting pushed into these little, I just talked about it with us finding a ghetto in every place, but there's a reason why there's a ghetto in every city, right? It's not just because black folks like to live together. That's what people want you to think. But there's also people who would love to live in different areas, but historically the government has made it very difficult in different ways to keep people from being able to own their own property at a reasonable amount, and to move into nicer neighborhoods. And so by segregating us and putting us in these little boxes, they're able to also say, okay, and now you can only vote for these specific things at these specific times with this specific neighborhood. And it shifts the way your representation appears, when in your vote. And it's been happening forever. That's why I read this damn book. But I've been reading that book before they started this shit again, right? Before this, I've been reading that book for a while because it lives in my bathroom. So it's one of those just like, hey, I'm in there, let me grab it real quick. And so to read that book and to see all the examples historically of these things happening, and then to watch the news and find out, oh, look, it's just happening again in front of our eyes. And now we're in a big ass redistricting battle where it's like, oh, well, y'all gonna redistrict? Well, I guess we'll redistrict. Well, I guess we'll redistrict. Well, since y'all redistricting, we go redistrict. And now everybody's pointing the fingers at each other at who did it first and saying, well, since y'all did that, we're going to be justified into going one step further. And it's really exhausting. So to answer your question, no, I hate all of this. I hate all of this so much. And it's pretty messed up that we still got to deal with this.
It is pretty messed up that we have to deal with this. I think, the one thing I just can't get past is Clarence Thomas. I just cannot. It's insanity. I seen a video, it's the Clarence Thomas train of thought, right? It's those kind of Negroes, because Wesley Hunt is like that too. I watched him foam at the mouth the other day. It was disgusting on TV, screaming about how, somebody was a slave and he's here and he leads a majority white place and all this.
That's that Megamind looking nigga. I can't stand him. Oh my God. I can't. It's him and that dude with the teeth. But you can always spot a black Republican a mile away. Like they just look like God turned their back. God was like, hey, God took his eye off the ball just a little bit too long, and that's how you became a black Republican. It's gotta be, because they all have a certain look to it. I can't stand none of these Negroes. Can't stand none of them. And Clarence Thomas, I'm gonna say it right now, he's not dying fast enough.
Dog,
there are good people out here who die every day, and then we have Clarence Thomas who's gonna live until 155.
155, because why would you disenfranchise people who look like you, bro?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. Oh, speaking of Boston, Mel Hooker's in the chat. Mel, here's my Boston accent. Boston. Is it Boston? I just figured since she popped in, we can ask her direct opinion. But no, I really just don't understand why there are some people who go out of their way to do really good things for people. It's terrible. But then you have people who go out of their way to actively take rights away from people. How are your stances taking rights from people? That is your political stance. That's your moral stance. Is how can I make you have less things? It's like you should want more people to have more freedoms, more rights, as long as they're not hurting nobody.
Right? Like this black man said that this document that white people wrote when we were not people. He is citing this thing saying that the intention of this law that people who don't like us because we look like us wrote that the intention was not to give us an equal footing. Like that was not the intention of this. It was not to make sure that black people could have a peace. It wasn't like that. Why would I want other niggas to be able to marry white women like me and dine in fancy, you know what I mean? And dine in fancy country clubs and ride on yachts with white men and do these things. I have an anti-dream. I have an anti-dream. It makes no sense at all. Why would you do that to young, you make water, you know what I'm saying, chocolate milk babies with that white woman? Don't you have children, sir, who white people look at as less than? They don't give a damn to them as Clarence kids.
Right. Because they don't even really like him. He's just doing the things that they need him to do. Sir, they don't like you.
We're sorry, Candace.
If you were not a member of the Supreme Court, you would be having the same issues that we have. You would be the only difference is that you have that title. That's it. Your white woman and your white kids, your mixed kids cannot save you from white supremacy culture. It cannot. The only thing that's saving him is that his ass is on the Supreme Court. But when he dies, and it's going to happen, he is going to be remembered for the clown that he is and has been. I think a large part of the things that we do here on this earth is to cement a legacy for how we are remembered. The things that we do in day to day will be forgotten unless you make an impact, a positive impact on people's life. If you make a negative impact, people will also talk about you, right? You can be infamous for years and years to come, for centuries even. And I think there's a special place for people like that, where they've already decided that they will reap the benefits of their greed and their horrible ways while they're here, and they won't have to deal with the consequence of it, because they gonna have their heaven here on earth, and then they gonna go happily to hell later on. And I don't mean to hell like, oh, like in a biblical sense. I mean like go to hell because I hate you, right? And we all hate you. And so he's going to, like, even white people are not going to, the white Republicans are not going to champion Clarence Thomas on their Mount Rushmore of people who have done the good to keep black people disenfranchised. No,
ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. They gonna when he died, they gonna say, there goes another nigga.
Peace.
That's it.
That's it. So you're doing all of this to enjoy the spoils of this earth right now, but how will you be remembered? I guess if you don't give a damn, then that's you. But for me, it matters to me what people think about me when I'm gone. Not so much right now. Right now, you can not like me if you don't want to. You can disagree with everything I'm saying. But when I'm gone, I want people to be able to look back and say, Chappell was a good guy. He used to do good for people. He used to help people. He used to look out for people. And I know that won't be how Clarence Thomas is remembered, because with every bit of my breath, every bit of oxygen in my damn lungs, I will never let anybody forget that this guy sucks. He's the worst.
He sucks. And he should go to the hell that was on Lil Nicky.
Yeah, the one, the really bad hell.
The really bad one. The really bad one. The really
not
bad
regular
one.
hell. But
yeah. The one that was on Lil Nicky.
Hell.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy, Sensational Sounds of the Southwest.
Hey,
Yes, Darrell. Shout out to my boy, man, Darrell K. Douglas, Houston's very own. If you have not seen The Black House, you know what I'm saying, another fellow podcaster, another community activist, a political genius, and just people, all around get people together kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? A delight to be around. If you've never seen The Black House or heard any of Darrell's commentary, you should definitely check him out, man. Great brother. And it's crazy, right? Because cool niggas know cool niggas. So when Darrell found out that I knew you, he was like, you know Chappell?
Yeah. Me and Darrell go way back. I'm talking about, I knew him when he was a baby. Like
not a baby.
I think I met Darrell when I was in 9th grade. It's been over 20 years since I've met this man. And to see him. Yeah, to see him, right. To see him kind of like be in the space that he's in and to speak it, I'm not shocked by this at all. This is the same Darrell that I knew, right? He just didn't have the arsenal that he has now, the years of wisdom and intelligence, and he's so well read. And so he's the perfect person you need to be in these spaces, having these conversations. If I had stayed in Houston, I would love to have been like tangentially around Darrell and be able to help with him and what he's got going on. But I am not. And that's good, because y'all would have me doing way too much work. And you know me, I'm tired.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to get you to come back. Chappell for Congress or something. Shout out to the featured artist in the chat. What's up, Cam? You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, let us know, bro. We're trying to get our Boston accent, right? Here go mine. Boston. Okay, now do yours.
Boston.
Yeah. Let us know. Like, how bad are we fucking this up? You know what I mean? We really trying our best. But the music is jamming, brother, and I appreciate you for letting me share your art with the world. It's a blessing to be able to do so. You know what I mean? And Clarence Thomas, I hope you choke on a hot dog.
That part.
Yo, so
under your fingernail,
I understand, right? And let me say this before I say what I'm about to say. The honorable representative from Tennessee, Mr. Justin. That is a great fella. That's a great fella. Like, that boy, if you've never heard him talk, he make grandmas cry. Like, yo, I'm not even like, yo, I went to Mississippi to go and I donated to a coordinated campaign in Mississippi. Like, I helped host an event in northern Mississippi when Elvis Presley's nephew, actually, or somebody, was running for governor of Mississippi.
Lil Elvis?
Yes, I can't remember his name right now. Shout out to my boy Andre, but Andre was the executive director of the Mississippi Democratic Party at the time. And he called me and he was like, come out, right? You know what I mean? And we going, can you donate to this thing? And we're going to do this and that and the third. And I spent a whole day driving all around Mississippi. Went to Jackson. I was out in the country. Went to some small college in Mississippi. And we were at the luncheon. And this is the first time. What is Justin's last name? Is it Pearson?
No, it's Pearson, Justin J. Pearson.
Justin J. Pearson, yes. Justin came in the spot, Okay. And it was like we was at a Backstreet Boys concert, but it was like old ladies everywhere. And they was like, oh, it's Justin. Oh, it's Justin. Right? Like it was going down. It was like, yes, yeah, Justin. Right? It was like, right? Justin was, I'm like, these old people was going crazy, right? I had never heard this brother speak. Had I to close my eyes, I would have sworn it was Selma and it was 1967.
Yeah. I've hered him do his speeches before.
Boy.
It's very evocative of definitely that feel of like, hey, let me remind you that this civil rights movement is not over.
It's not over. It is not over.
Yeah,
like
it's not over.
Yo, like when he got that timber.
Yeah.
And when I think about he got that timber.
Yeah. Oh, the Republicans hate him. They hate when he talks. They're like, he's cosplaying MLK. I'm like, and what? And what about it?
So what, bro?
And what about it?
We all wanted to be like Mike. You know what I mean? Right. Like you be like Malcolm.
Be like Martin.
Yeah. you know what I'm saying? We all wanted to be like some black man. It's cool. He picked Martin. It's all right. That's cool.
They named the day after that man. We can be like Martin. Everybody don't appreciate the contribution of Martin Luther King. Just look at Charlie Kirk, what he said.
But I appreciate his boldness. And I appreciate him, because when I seen that boy cussing on TV, I say, who the hell is that? That boy say, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like we did the thing, right? Like I met his father, and real cool. I believe his father is with the clergy and stuff like that. That boy, when I seen that boy Justin, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, oh, it's going down. Like we in the time machine for sure, because what they did out there in Tennessee was racist.
I mean,
it was racist.
A lot of this shit is racist. A lot of it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like blatant racism, but because we're in a time where there's been a shift politically where, this one party is in control and they are determined to make people believe that what you see with your own eyes, what you can see and perceive is happening around you is not the case, right? They will show you that, all right, you see racist stuff happening, but no, it's your fault that the racist thing is happening, or it's not a racist thing, it's a you thing, or it's an individual thing, or that person was asking for it, or these things have to happen because of this thing that has to happen, when at the end of the day, it's still racist. It's still racist, and there's no way you can paint it up to not be.
It's like, because I was watching the news, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a Republican lawmaker, and they were saying, well, y'all, y'all made it so that, like, Democrats don't really have a voice in y'all state house, that all the representatives that y'all are going to send to Congress are going to be Republicans, right? And he was like, well, if you want to get in office, you need to become a Republican. That was it.
Right.
If you want to win, y'all just need to come and join our team.
Right. Come win.
Like,
that doesn't do anything for us. You win.
You don't think this is gonna backfire?
Right. Like you go, like, get in, and then they stifle you at every turn. We've seen that even with the most centrist presidents that we've had, where they get in and they're trying to, let's work across the aisle. Let's do the whole thing. And meanwhile, the Republicans are filibustering and doing all kinds of other shit to not let these these people, these mediators, these moderators, these people in the middle that are like, oh yeah, let's do a little bit of both. And then we find out that doesn't work, because those people over there, they don't actually want you to play ball with both sides. They want you to play with their side, and they want to stop your side from doing anything that it can.
So nothing.
Right. So you get in as a Republican just to then be stifled by everything that they have in place right now. So it's not even a good, it's a bad faith argument, you know what I'm saying? To say, it's like,
terrible.
Just become a Republican. But that's what I'm talking about. You see with your eyes and you hear the things, and they say, no, it's simple. Just fix it like this. It's easy.
Yeah, just be a Republican, and then you'll get in office. And the thing is, the voters haven't voted yet. This is just the lawmakers doing this, right, y'all? It's not like the people haven't voted yet. So the people could vote any way they want. Like, this is the glory of this is like that, and we're going to get into this in the next topic is, if the opposing party can organize well enough, it's voting, right? So they did make it so that it's hard, but like all of those people that they packed into them areas, like all of them people not gonna vote. There are a lot of factors that are gonna tie into this. So like, you know, all the niggas going, my vote don't count and all that other kind of stuff. It still does. Now they made it hard for like, you know, this group of votes over here to count as much as this group of votes over here. But if more of these vote, then these vote, then these win. Like that's just kind of how it works, right? So that's like, so I think that, you know, and the Republican Party is not very popular right now, just period.
No.
Like just across the board, they're not very popular. So that's why they are rigging it like this, because they don't have the popularity. People are not happy with them. So we do have to get together and organize the communities and dispel the myth that like voting, it don't matter no more. They took it away from us. They didn't take it away, but they did make it difficult for specific groups to have more leverage. But not everybody is happy with Donald Trump. Gas is what, $6 in some places or some shit like that? It's insane.
Yes.
It's insane. And then they got the Secretary of Transportation taking a road trip and putting it on YouTube, telling people to get in the car and go see America for America's 250th anniversary. No one gives a damn about America's 250th anniversary. No one cares.
Nobody.
No one cares.
Nobody. Yeah, especially with the way gas is. And, you know, you bring up gas prices being high and the Republicans going to say, well, they were higher with Biden. It's like, well, that was the Ukraine and Russia's whole conflict, right?
Gas never got to, I don't remember gas being $4 when Joe Biden was the president. So I remember Joe Biden doing a lot of shit, but not giving me $4 gas.
If I remember correctly, and you obviously would know better than me, but I think the highest gas had ever been in our adult life had been when Ukraine invaded Russia. Now this is not due to some other conflict between two countries that are not us, right? This is the direct doing of our government. And on top of that, our lovely president, his lying ass, made all these promises, all these campaign promises prior to winning the election, where he said, no, I'm going to make the prices go down. We had to hear so much about the cost of eggs and groceries. We had to hear so much about the cost of gas and all these things that he was going to magically make it go down. He's talking about within the first 90 days, these are things that was going to happen. Well, guess what? They're going up. And so it's like, if you are going to make promises, I don't know why the Republican Party has a big issue with people holding you accountable to the promises that you make, to the statements that you made. If you said all these things to get votes, how come we as a people cannot then say, okay, you're not doing them. What are you going to do about it? Can you fix them? And if not, why can't we replace you with somebody who can? I think that's ultimately where we're heading. But it's just, to me, it's too slow. You lied so many times over the past decade. And now we're in a situation where we're looking at your lies directly in the face. And nobody has an answer for us. It's just kind of like, well, I guess that's life. But, you know,
isn't that what powerful white men with guns do?
Yes,
Should
and
we
that's
go
why
back,
they try to keep them powerful.
You know, to the Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria.
the first pirates that landed on America.
You go back to what they did to those nice people.
Yeah.
You talk about what they did to those nice people that were just on the shores naked, eating berries. You know, chilling before they came over here and gave them the flu and shot them with guns. And then gave them paper and told them that you got to live by this. I have a deed to this land that I've never seen before, but I just got here. But I can write, and you can't write. So you don't even know what good is because you don't know how to write on paper.
Honestly, the writing is one thing. I can overlook the fact that I can't read, but what I don't have is a gun. And as long as you have a gun, I think you win. You know, I think you win. So yeah, blame the Spaniards, blame Columbus, blame the Portuguese, if you want to. But at the end of the day, yeah, these people came over here with guns and they took what they wanted, and then they've been systemically even creating a structure where as long as I am rich and I have my guns, you cannot take this away from me. And the first thing we go say you can't take away is the guns, right? We wrote that into our Constitution.
You can't take the guns.
Country, it writes that there are countries that have no guns, 0 guns. Our country is like, no, we gonna have guns. We're gonna make sure we got guns, but we gonna tell you who can't have them. We can have them, but I will also go in and tell you, you can't have them, you can't have them, you can't have them, you can't have them, you can't have them. But we can always have them. And that's how you keep power, right? You keep the money concentrated, but you also keep the uprising from happening. You make sure that you always have the weapons, and the military defense budget that we have in the United States could feed countries, could feed.
It could feed countries for generations.
You could
Literally.
give food to dying people, but instead you're like, nah.
Like, we need more drones. We're gonna blow some more shit up.
More drones.
Yeah, we're gonna blow some more shit up.
More bombs, more gifts, donations. Yeah, that's what you need. And I'm like,
we just want to see shit go boom.
It's really getting hard for me to live in a country where I know we're the bad guy. And I think when I was younger,
that's
I was
American exceptionalism.
But it sucks. It does suck because you got to look around and say, like, damn, if our foot wasn't on the neck of so many other people and countries, and I say this as a person who the country's foot is also on my neck, right? Like, I don't benefit in a lot of ways from the structures here in the United States, but we're the bad guys. We're the Fire Nation. It's us. We're the ones who come in, we invade, and they can't do shit about it. We are the Fire Nation. We are the Fire Nation. We are the Fire Nation. We come in and we have the most firepower. We have the most money.
Blow shit up.
And we'll start with the air nomads and we'll move over to the peaceful Earth Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, we will work our way around because we are the bad guys. And it's tough because when you go other places, you don't want to feel like, damn, my country is me. Like, I wear the United States flag on me as like, I when people say, where are you from? I'm from the US. Oh, they give you a look.
That's
like,
what you say?
I tell people I'm from Texas.
I just say Virginia.
I start saying Texas. When you say Texas, people get like, when you say Texas, people are like, oh, okay, all right.
Let's go Virginia.
Yeah, I was in Athens one time, and I was talking to I think they were Armenian, and they were talking to me. They're like, "Where are you from?" I said, "Oh, from Texas." And they said, "Oh, like some island, was it Crete or something like that? Creta?" Yeah, and I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Yeah, that's like a place where you would go to a wedding and get shot." I said, "Yeah, that's Texas." Yeah. I said, "Yeah."
I think you would go to yeah, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, that's Texas. You could definitely get shot at a wedding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
they shot Uma Thurman at a wedding. Maybe they shot that on Kill Bill.
Her ass at a wedding. They might have been in Texas. They might have been.
They were in Texas. I feel like they were like in Ozona or something. Like definitely West Texas. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they were in Texas. But my point is that, like, damn, our country's identity becomes our identity, even if we are not the people who vastly reap the benefits of some of the weird shit that we be doing.
This is true. So these foreign people thought you were a violent white man.
No, when I said Texas and they saw that I was black, they were like, "Fuck Donald Trump," and I said, "Yeah, okay." But and then they went on their whole rant. But like, at first, when I was in London in December, and same conversation, right? I was at a rave, and these two older British ladies were like, "Where you from?" And they were like, "Well, you're obviously American, right?" They could see it on me, which I mean, it good and bad in London. But they were like, Donald Trump is a wanker or some shit like that. And I was like, at least that at least to come at me with these kind of things. Like,
what does wanker mean? Because I feel like they call him like a penis.
I think so. Yeah, like a dick. Yeah, they say you're a dick. And I think Donald Trump is a dick. I think that's fair, right? And so they called him a wanker. And of course I agreed. But I like being a person that when other people see me, they see that I'm anti whatever the hell he's for.
So wanker is a highly derogatory slang term, which, while its literal meaning refers to male masturbation.
Yeah.
That's white comedy for you, right? Thank you, Mel, because I was gonna get to that. So you was at a rave with old British ladies?
I was at a daytime rave, so that's why the people.
Okay, daytime rave,
rave by like 9, be done by 9 for the unks and aunties out here. It
was they drinking coffee? What were the uppers?
No. We was turning up. We were in a basement party, right? Like in the bottom of it's like a hotel, and then in the bottom of it had a basement, and the DJs in there, and they playing like disco house, music and like pop dance mixes, right? So I'm talking about anything from like
Raven with the Golden Girls.
What was I? But you gotta remember why I even went to London. I went to London to see a Jamiroquai concert. That man had not toured in London since that exact concert since like 1992 or something like that. So I'm the youngest person at that concert anyway. So I already knew these were the people that I was gonna be hanging with all weekend. We had a good time. I was so drunk. Oh my God. The bar like when we got there was a happy hour and it was like 2 drinks for like $8 or something like that. As long as you got your drinks in by, you know me, 2 in each hand. I was like, so there's no limit on what I can. Yeah. So once they all started setting in, right. Once they all started setting in and the gorillas started playing, and then that music
gorillas
better than you. Yeah, like that. Like I said, it got oomps in there, and I was feeling it. So yeah, it was a good day. So
sounds like an experience, like British older. You know, the British golden girls.
British ladies were there. 2 older British ladies were there.
There
was a lot of other people there. There were a lot of other people there too. You know, I wasn't raving 3 deep. But yeah,
I'm saying it was like you were like hanging out with the silver hair gang. With the silver hair.
Not everybody was a silver hair gang. Is what I'm saying. They were mixed. It was a mix of people. Now, there wasn't a lot of black folks in there.
I mean, for sure, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, but at the same time,
it's London. It's where Jimi Hendrix went to get away from racism.
Now, look, when I was in London, I slipped over to the black area because I'm gonna find the hood in any city I'm at, and I went over to Brixton. And I had a great old time. We would listen to garage music. They have their own, like they listen to a lot of the old school rap. You know, like the East Coast kind of like hippity hop rap. You know what I'm saying?
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, probably older than that. Some Rakim. You know, stuff like you know. Yeah, some stuff like that. So we did get over there at some point. But yeah, it is mighty white in London. But it's also a melting pot in a lot of ways.
For sure. Mel says her cousin does the early rave thing in DC.
She's 46, right? See, they're my people. I'm not 46, but I can party with some 46-year-olds. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna have to try this one day. An early rave.
You and I have yet to travel together, and that is
yeah. That is gonna be debaucherous.
I think that'll be wholesome.
Yeah, that's not gonna be wholesome.
I read books.
I mean, we both read books. I mean, but I feel like it's the ones who read books that you got to worry about.
That's
we're not gonna get drunk and like try to fight nobody or that. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't be nothing like that. But
not me.
You know what I'm saying? We make friends with your party. Just know y'all not going home till like 7 a.m. because we gonna be outside, like, finding all kinds of dumb shit to get into.
Yeah. I'm a party with whoever party. That's true.
Yeah. You know, I'm a good time. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I know it. And you are like, the devil twin on my shoulder.
Japan, absolutely. That's my goal. My goal is for everybody to think like, what would Chappelle say about this? And it's kind of like, it better be turn up. Turn up.
Yeah.
That's
you should do this. Yeah,
do that.
For sure.
It'll be fun, I promise. Yeah. I took us all off the rails. What we talking about? Politics? Boo.
Yeah, we were. So, okay. So after all of this happened, Hakeem Jeffries put out a memo. Let me read this. There's a line in here that I want to recite. He said that the Democrats will take control of the House in November, which was an incredibly bold statement.
I mean, what was he gonna say? We might, hopefully, fingers crossed. You gotta. It's like when somebody asks you about the football game, right? Like your team about to play. Yeah. Like, do you think you're gonna win the Super Bowl? It's like, yeah, like you gotta say like, yeah, we gonna win. And then when you lose, you're like, damn, well, we tried, But if you come in stepping like, well, I think we might have just a little bit enough momentum to kind of like, that's not gonna inspire nobody to fight the good fight.
I can understand that. Like, I can understand the coach coming out in him.
Yeah.
Right. But as me being me, when I read it, I went,
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Huh.
Yeah. I did not feel when I saw, because I read it as well. And when I saw it, I did not feel like that inspired a level of certainty in me. Because I think the Democratic Party have shown themselves to be incompetent in so many ways over the years, where we be getting our asses whooped. I say we, and I really don't even identify with them like that. I'm definitely liberal, make no mistake. But I be looking at these Democrats upside their head sometimes, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And they made so many errors and blunders and got their ass whooped up and down the aisles by these Republicans so many times that you start to wonder, okay, well, damn, are y'all good at y'all's jobs? So when he says this thing, it doesn't exactly reinforce anything for me. It's more like, all right, prove me wrong or prove yourself right? I'm tired of hearing about what you gonna do. I want to see you do it.
And we have been getting hit in the face Like when Kathleen clips this, I want her to back this up with clips of people getting knocked the fuck out on the slap thing. What's that? The slap. You know what I'm talking about? The slap shit that's on YouTube. You never seen
where
it?
You slap people
yes,
each other in the
where
face?
they slap each other to sleep.
Yeah.
Yes, where they slap each other to sleep. We are the ones getting slapped to sleep constantly. Yeah. Right? Like we took it to the voters in Virginia, and the voters said, hey, yeah, we want to do this. And then the Republicans was like, fine.
Right.
No, you're not. You're not doing that. You're not doing any of that. We don't give a damn. Yeah. Then they did that shit in Texas, and shout out to all the state reps that paid their $8,000 fine. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like that, that's crazy. But I appreciate them, like, doing it with pride, taking pictures, put it online and stuff like that, letting us know that you paying with your pocket. That you paying with your pocket.
For this. They signed up for this. Being a representative does not mean you get to just go and vote every now and then and stuff. Like, you have to work for the people. You have to work for the people. And if it costs you $8,000, guess what? Work for the people. The people will pay you back. The people will donate to you always asking for money. People are always asking for things for their campaign and stuff like that. It will come back to you if you win, but you can't be out here bullshitting and like being like, I don't want to sacrifice my own wealthiness for the people. That you shouldn't have came into that role. You should have never asked for that spot. Mishi in the chat saying, I need a Democratic Party that is an actual opposition party to the Republicans. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because they're playing so nice, the Republicans don't play nice. And then they beat their ass.
We don't play offense. We haven't been playing offense in forever. And politics, a great man told me this, shout out my boy Wag. Politics is an offensive game. You got to be Kobe at all times. Score. That's it. Just score. And we have not been scoring. We have been losing. We have been backpedaling. We have been on our heels, getting hit in our shit right here, year after year after year after year.
But I disagree with you on one thing. We don't even play defense, because when you have the upper hand, you just look at what the Republicans do. When they are at power, they make it really hard for you to take the power back. They take away these rights. They codify things that are not good for us. Like when they get a chance, they say, okay, our best offense is going to be a good defense. So when these Democrats come back into power, they can't do shit. They can't do anything with this.
Well, the Republicans, at least in like the last 10 years, they have not given the ball back. Even when we did have the presidency, they kept the ball. So we have literally been on our heels this whole time, because the messaging has been Trump bad. Look how bad Trump is. Trump bad.
So
and that's where we are right now, right? Like, they are stealing from us, and then everybody's like, okay. And then they, so like one of these articles, the guy was saying, what are we gonna do? Like, right, what is our message gonna be? Are we gonna lean back into Trump bad? Right?
Fuck
like,
Trump.
Right.
Can I say that with all certainty? Fuck Donald Trump. Like, this man is on the way out. He either gonna die or he's gonna run out of time, right? And at that point, we're on to our next monster. Let's stop focusing on what the fuck he's doing and just point the finger at all of these losers.
But I don't know, like, I don't know, which group, the DCCC, the DNC, I don't know who is in charge of the messaging. I don't know, right? But they, like the Trump is bad thing is in getting us nowhere, right? It hasn't gotten us anywhere. We're still losing. They're still winning. I was just that's what I was going to tell you, right? So I'm just now, in HISD, they made some policy changes that are basically stripping community schools of special ed programs, right?
Yeah.
Which is fucked up, because now you got these kids who, need special accommodations, who have to get bused across town to a specialized center, and they can't be in, classes with their classmates. They got to be treated other. Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm at the meeting, the board meeting for HISD, and all these people are getting up and they are talking about their kids and how they have fought to get into these different schools. And this one little boy was like, I'm a freshman at Bel Air, and I fought hard to get here because they got all these programs that I need, and I wanted to get into bed. And Mike Miles, you took that from me. And Brandon, Oh, I about cried in there. I'm about crying right now. Like thinking
Yeah.
about, oh my God, bro. Like
Yeah.
just, we don't really get those experiences, right? Like we hear about it, what's happening to people and stuff like that. But until you are in them rooms where these people are yelling at these people who are making the rules about what's happening and how it is, like how it's affecting them. And I feel like as a black person, we get we're a little jaded when it comes to stuff like this, right? Because it's like this been happening to us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear the babies get up there and talk about how the policy is affecting them and how it is taking things from them and how it's making them struggle, it's like, damn, dog. Like, do you people have no heart?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Working in education will radicalize you in a way that nothing else will, because you see firsthand the people who are affected by this. The powers that be are like, nah, we don't need to give these kids lunch. We don't need to give them lunch. We don't want them to eat for free. We could just give them food, but because we don't think their parents are working hard enough, they have to go and starve. And then when they can't get their homework done because they are hungry, and when they can't pass their classes and can't pass a test or whatever, we build fucking prisons because we're like, well, gonna need some more of those because
gonna need some more of those.
Look at like these third graders that can't read. It's like they can't eat.
Like the dude that killed Fulio, and you seen the guy on there saying, we need young labor.
Right. And it's like,
yeah.
What are you talking about?
But the governor of Louisiana said he went through the same stuff that black people went through. You seen that?
No, I didn't see that.
Jeff Landry, yeah, he said why, like he was saying, right, because they were talking about the gerrymandering and how black people aren't going to be represented by people who have lived their experience and stuff like that. And he went, I'm a Louisiana boy that grew up in a predominantly black area, and I understand what black people is going through. Like, I get it. And it's like, what?
Louisiana.
This is what we fighting against. And then they got back up by their homeboys, Wesley Hunt and Uncle Ruckus. Yeah. And they like, look at them new niggas over there. They some good niggas. They quiet. They sit down. They do what we need them to do. They don't cause no fuss. We don't like that nigga Gary. He loud. He yell at us all the time. But Clarence and Wesley, they shut up. They sit in the back.
As much as I love going to Louisiana, I just want to. Look, Newsweek got a little article. I just pulled it up real quick, so I don't. If I'm paraphrasing this inaccurately, then charge it to my head. But you'll get the gist of what I'm talking about. Overall ranking, the number 50th worst state. 50 in crime and corrections, 50 in economy, 46 in education, 44 in healthcare, 49 in natural environment. Louisiana. And Louisiana has been a red state for all these years that it's been at the bottom of all these fucking metrics. And there's no room to change it. They're happy being in power of a dilapidated trash of a state, and they're doing it, and they're making it state. The people in Louisiana are lovely people. I love it there. I'm always, any chance I get, I'm in Louisiana. I love it there. My god brother graduated from school there. The people are great. Nicest people in the world are in Louisiana. But look at what they have to deal with government wise. Why are you ranked so low? And the people who have been getting them ranked low are still in power. If anybody else was that bad at their job, they would be unemployed.
That ain't how politics work. Because we live in Texas. Look. Look at. We pretty bad. Where we at? We pretty bad. We are pretty bad. They tout the. They are more excited that businesses want to come here because they don't got to pay no money than the fact that our education system is so bad. Like,
right. But
Corpus Christi is running out of water.
Texas at least got an economy. It at least has an infrastructure. It at least has an environment where people want to live. What is the positive about living in Louisiana with the people who are in charge of Louisiana still in charge? And at least Texas, and I'm not even caping for Texas.
There's no positive.
You know me.
I'm not saying there's a positive.
No, but here's what I'm getting at. At least with Texas, you see that there is a shift in the way people are thinking, right? We have gotten some really close quote unquote calls when it comes to some of these big races. And we saw Beto make a good run at it a few years ago. Like every now and then it does feel like there can be some change in Texas. There is no change on the horizon for Louisiana, and it's because of these people, and they're okay with it. My thing is, how are you okay with seeing your people down bad like this? Not even on a race level, but on a level of these are people who you live next to. Your kids go to school with them. You went to school with them. You grow up with them. You go to the grocery store with these people. You see them in your community, and you're a part of the thing that is keeping them down. The reason why these people are so dumb.
But they don't think about it like that. That's the thing. They like the way that they don't think about it like that. They don't think that, like the number one thing that is going on right now is the preservation of whiteness. And whiteness is the concept of what it is, right? Because whiteness is defined by well-meaning white people, right? Like when back in the day when people was trying to go to the courts and they would tell the court like, hey, I'm white. Can you like tell people I'm white? The court would go, other white people? Do y'all think this person is white? And they would go, yeah, he white. Like he can pass. He cool. That's what the Proud Boys and them did, right? They didn't want non-white people to come in, and they let other white people decide who was white, right? So right now we are witnessing the preservation of whiteness because there's a lot of different colored people here in America, and they humping the white kids, and the white kids is humping them, and they making these brown babies. And there's less and less and less and less and less of them, and all of that ideology. You seen what happened? Like the guy, the guy who he was David Dukes. Well, I don't know what their pronouns are now, but they started they were a like a KKK, like white supremacists do, and then like they found out the truth, and then they was like, fuck all of this is wrong, and they have been a staunch advocate against all of that alt-right stuff. But like they built the framework, they was like brainwashed into thinking that was right, and then they went to college and they met other people and had to deal with the shame of being the person who like promoted all of this dangerous ideology, and they had to reckon with it. And when they reckoned with it, they disassociated themselves. And, when they found themselves in transition, like I said, I don't know what their pronouns are, but like now they're like all over the TV saying like how bad it is. But it is the people who brainwashed him and taught him they wouldn't have done that to that child if they didn't need a vehicle to help them preserve whiteness for years to come. Right? Yeah. You wouldn't have Turning Point USA in high schools if the preservation of like white idealistic thought was not at the forefront of this. Because what is at the forefront of this movement is whatever was great with America before, which was things for white people, which now, with the boom and black women going to college, all these other different kind of things, like there's less spaces, right? White people are losing their third space in America. And it's like, hell nah, what you mean? Like, what? We got it. They're not letting us in. They're not telling us we're great anymore. Like my son, Bobby can't get into school, even though he had a 2.75 and Jason had a 3.9. But like those spots at Ole Miss, them spots at Arkansas, them spots at Syracuse, those are for well-meaning white kids. They're not for everybody else. And them well-to-do white people, whether they are liberal, and this is what I was telling the homie, and this is going to be the problem for black people going forward. We really need to have a serious conversation with our white counterparts, like the liberal white counterparts. And I say this because right now there is a preservation of whiteness happening, just in a nutshell, right? Like this is Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Donald Trump, all of this, like this, like it's not a let's coalesce around community, the different shades that create America. It is, hey, we're losing our hold on whiteness, and we got to be able to rein that back in, right? I'm reading White Fragility right now.
Okay.
And the thing about that is that's whiteness in a blanket. That's a blanketed concept. So whiteness doesn't care if you're a liberal white or you're a conservative white or you're a moderate white. It doesn't matter, you're white. So if white people are in power doing things to empower other white people, that means that white people who may be on the same side of us are going to benefit from these adverse effects of these terrible policies, regardless of the fact, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
And this has been the reckoning that, Malcolm X used to talk about with black people and liberal white people and all of the, Pan-African, like great Negro thinkers, whatever the
French
case
people.
may be, right? You say what?
The French people. You don't hear the French when they said they're the real Pan-Africans? You didn't see that?
I did not see that. That's crazy.
I'll send it to you.
Okay. But so what we like, so in this, right, like, because that the proximity to power that whiteness holds is something that we're going to have to reckon with our white counterparts who are on the same side of the aisle as us, when, like, you know, like, because if I was white and there was some stuff that was out here benefiting white people, like, you know, it would be, you know, I would probably, I don't know, right? I'm not even going to speak for it, right? I would probably not accept it, but then, like, you know, who gonna know I accepted it? Who gonna know that I, like, you know, did this stuff on behalf of my white privilege, right? Like, so
that's the thing,
how do you really?
Some of that shit's not. It's not tangible though. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because, like, you are white, so you are afforded a lot of resources and things like that you don't even have to go and physically touch, right? Like, even like when we talk about the way Black names were discriminated against, or ethnic sounding names are discriminated against. It's like, yeah, as a white person, if my name is Kim Johnson, it's like, okay, boom, pass, cut straight on through, right? But if my name is Shaniqua Bagginstocks, you like, all right, who is that? You know, and you start to ask questions, and they get your stuff filtered out, and so they do benefit from that. But Pan, on the flip side, we're men, and as men, we are afforded luxuries as well that we also have to be able to say. You know, we have to be able to put our privilege aside and say there are things that are built here for that will benefit us, because the hierarchy is straight white man first, and then everybody else, right? And it just kind of goes down in tiers. And so before, you know, we're directly benefiting from policies that are not beneficial to women, right? So it's like, we have to dismantle those things. We have to be anti-white supremacy culture, like ad nauseum, like across the board. You can't pick and choose which of these things do I want to be. You have to be anti-racist. It's not enough to not be racist. You have to disavow racism. You have to disavow these cultures that allow you to oppress other people. And it's hard for people to do that because you don't want to take away from what you have, right? As a person who is marginalized, as a Black person, yeah, we got to fight for so much that then you want to tell me, like, and now you got to give some of that up for the next person. You're like, God damn it, I barely got this, you know? But if you're not having those conversations with your people and your friends, you have to, like, you're not doing the work. The work is being like, this benefits me, but what benefits we? What benefits us? If it's not me, it's why people look so foolish when they talk about the idea that you shouldn't tax these billionaires. They work so hard for their money. They got all this money. It's like, how does that benefit any of us? How does it benefit any of us?
You know, okay, so going to that, right? And to your point, I definitely think to round it off, that as far as, because right now the Black community is side-eyeing the white community, right? And the thing that happened with the Hispanic officer here in Houston, right? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
like the race relations is right. You know, the race relations is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And Black people are feeling like we on this island over here, like alone, right? And it's been like that. But the you know, people have been saying that forever, right? All the way going back to COVID, right? When the Stop Asian Hate thing happened, they was like, why did Asian people get like actual legislation, and we still ain't got no legislation that directly says Black? Right, like, but it
didn't say. It didn't say.
Right, it didn't. It didn't say Black. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing. Like, why doesn't it say Black? Right. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Right. So, like, when we are talking to these people who do have proximity to the people who are doing things that actively discourage participation in our communities, they have to go to them and say, you need to write Black in there. Right? Yeah. Like, it got to get uncomfortable like that. Like, if you a friend of the community, to tell your fellow white homie to write down Black on the paper and say that these protections need to be afforded for Black people, and don't feel weird about it because you are actively advocating for the betterment of our community, and we are going to be allies. You got to make sure that it say Black on the paper. Otherwise, Black people are going to remain bitter, because we need to be formally included. It cannot be just that, okay, yeah, we, you know, like, Black people going to benefit from this too. No, write it down. Yeah. Write down, Black people get X.
Yeah.
And Y. And Z.
That takes me back to my point from earlier, though. This is the Republicans playing defense. They have taken such an aggressive defense against DEI and having anything that's specifically for any given community now, any marginalized community. The moment you say race, why you got to bring race into everything? Oh my God, why you bringing? They did that on purpose. That's not this. This is by design. This is so that we can't do that.
True. I
this
mean,
is
but
so that you can't
but the thing,
push
this
these
the crazy.
things.
No, but the thing is, when we had the chance, like you said, when we had the chance, we didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. That the reckoning with the liberal whites in the Democratic Party, it has to happen. Like, you got to tell these people to write black down, bro. Right. Don't get uncomfortable when the black people come and be like, hey, XYZ, ABC, because culturally we different. The food might smell different. The volume of the language, we might be a little loud or whatever the case may be. But if we are Democrats, you make sure that they write black on the paper, bro, so that we can do better coalition building. Otherwise, the black people are going to be upset. They are saying it. They've been saying it. And the thing is, like, I was watching Gary Chambers, and he was saying respectability politics is killing the black community, right? And you see black people talk about it, and they go, you see them white people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, niggas get to whispering, right?
Yeah, he's in the hand motion. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing that? Like,
what was it? Was it them? Who did it?
You see that? You know what I mean? Like, as soon as there's a school shooter or something, they're like, what color was it?
It's even worse. It's Florida man married a local alligator. You're like, right? Like, maybe.
Right, like, Negroes
Jethro arrived at the liquor store. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right, goddamn.
Right. The whole fact that, like, the whole fact, right, that it's 2026 and Negroes are still whispering white people. Like, that's a problem, bro. That's a problem. You need to be able to say, bro, everybody, right? You got the Republicans trying to define free speech right now. Free speech don't need to be defined. It's free. It's like saying, like, we need to make sure that water got a shape. That's crazy.
Yeah, but even with speech, it's like, free speech is not, I can say everything I want to say all the time without consequence, and I think for white people, it became that for a while, for people. I would say this for people. There's definitely an age, right, between like the 90s and the early 2000s where you can pretty much say whatever you wanted. Recently, the roast of Kevin Hart has been in the news, right?
Ooh, I ain't watched it yet.
And people have been... Of course I watched it. Covered it right here on my podcast, recapkickback.com. That's youtube.com/@recapkickback. Check us out every week on YouTube. And you can stream us, recapkickback.com/subscribe. That said, we did talk about it. And a lot of the people were upset because of some of the racist jokes that were being made at the expense of Kevin Hart, but also the people watching at home. Now, you go back into the early days of the roasting, and that for a brief period, for a good period of time, there was nothing off limits. You could say whatever you wanted about people. It's a roast. It's a roast, right? It's a roast. Everything goes. We are not there anymore. We are not there anymore where people are going to allow you to use hate speech against people. My stance on the roast was basically like, if you are talking about something someone has done, roast them. Roast them for something that they did. What people started to do was roast you about who you are, your identity, something that you cannot change, your sexuality, your skin tone, even your weight, your height, even things like that. Sure, talk about people's height. I guess I'm a tall, so I don't really ever have a real issue with that. But I'm sure the short people don't love it.
I'm a tall.
I can't relate to small problems, but
smart, but that's rude. That's rude. I'm 5'6". Small problems is crazy. Like, you need to.
They're not big issues. They're small issues.
That sounds regressive. That was like racism.
No,
that was like racism.
I'm a tall, and I'm a tall is small.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. You're talking about adults. You're talking about grown men and women right now.
Yeah, I'm just more grown.
I don't know if there was a word for like being like height discriminant.
But my point is that, like, when you are going after, for instance, someone made a George Floyd joke. I think it was Tony Hinchcliffe made a George Floyd joke.
Done good though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you right now. George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe. God bless you, Kevin. God bless this room. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was
George Floyd. He's not in the room. he has nothing to do with Kevin Hart. So making fun of a black man who was murdered by the police on camera is insane to me, right? So to me, there is a limit on freedom of speech. Sure, he's not going to get arrested for that, but I think you should be held accountable or I shouldn't have to rock with you, right? Like, I think the big issue people had was cancel culture, which I don't believe exists because ain't nobody really been canceled unless people want them to be canceled. It depends on it's like there's like a Venn diagram of things that can get you canceled, and then like this little space that you can live in if you're famous or successful enough to where that doesn't really matter. Or
I know a nigga that was listening to the Chocolate Factory the other day.
Which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. And like so people like, you gonna cancel him? It's like, I mean, I'm not gonna. Listen, I look at the songs a lot differently now, so I don't know. But
I mean, but like sonically,
he was singing
about.
You know,
like for sure.
Yeah, the man is singing well, but who is he singing about? Jamming. That bothers me. But I do think there's a space where you can be famous enough to where you can almost not be canceled, right? Like there are things like Donald Trump, for instance. Please cancel this man, right? But he
can't be canceled. He's not mystical. He's not mystical.
He cannot be canceled, right? But Target, you can cancel Target to an extent, right? Like you can be like, we can boycott Target. That's fine.
I don't know, bro. Like we talked about the Target thing.
We did, but my point here is that like when these people say or do things that we don't agree with, we don't have to support them. Just because speech is free legally doesn't mean I have to be okay with everything you say. And I think that if you can say whatever you want to say, I can govern myself accordingly after that.
That is true, right? So one of our classmates made a joke on Facebook about the white AKA that was MAGA. You seen that?
Which is crazy. AKAs, listen. Hey, man. I don't really stay out the KA's business. I stay out that business.
You know, I try not, but they have not been having the best press. They have not been having from Trick Daddy to this. I mean,
if they stop doing weird shit, because this is weird. This is weird.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm not a Greek person, but and I understand the pragmatic approach to success in an organization. I do not understand why white people are allowed to join, but that I'm not a Greek person. So that's the first thing. And I know a lot of Negroes like me don't understand why white people are allowed to join. But also being a Greek person, like it's a socially exclusive opportunity, right? Because you got to go to college and then woo, blah, 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 blah. So there's a lot of nuance there. So that's the first thing. Like she's a white lady, right? And then she represents this historic black organization, and then she's a Trump supporter. Now I'm positive that there are other AKAs that are Trump supporters, right? Like they're AKAs, political ideologies are not monolithic, right? They're not all like card carrying Democrats. Like we can start there. But it makes it worse.
Organizations are political, have a side anyway. They're all apolitical technically.
But it does make it worse, right? Because she is a white lady and she's a part of this organization, right? So like black people are going to ridicule, right? So one of our classmates from Prairie View said at best she's a Zeta, right?
If I was a Zeta, I would have.
Like
been all day next. But I know the AKAs ain't talking. I know.
Well, no. So he not a Greek person at all.
Oh, okay.
Right?
He was just
like,
talking.
He was just talking shit.
Oh, I thought that was the AKAs. Like, she ain't one of us. Like, man.
And a Zeta went online and she made a post and she let him have it. Called him a hottie. All this other kind of shit. And there was a stigma in there who was like, yo, you got to get off my sorrows. And he got on there. You feel what I'm saying? And it goes back to what you're saying, right? And Rod made a good point. You know what I'm saying? Your new frat brother, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Roddy Q, right? You know what I mean? And Rod was saying, like, yo, like people don't got to accept that shit, right? You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's true. And this is my pushback. And I think that it is distasteful for Tony to make the joke, right? Like, and jokes be distasteful. Like, and that's the thing, right? Like a lot of shit Richard Pryor said was distasteful. A lot of shit Red Fox said was distasteful. Shit Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence. You know, I'm a fan of comedy. Comics say distasteful shit. I really like Bernie Mac. He used to say a lot of distasteful shit.
Yeah.
But speech has to remain free.
Nobody's getting arrested, Pan.
Like, no, but I'm saying like, no. It's not about arrested. It's not about being locked up, right? Like, because you don't like what I got to say, You feel what I'm saying? Like, that don't mean that I need to, as an individual, like, tailor my shit for you, right? Like, that don't mean that. Like, and the comics, though the things they said were distasteful, I do understand their pushback in being able to say radical shit, right? Because if Uncle Luke had not fought for that, we wouldn't have music be as free as it was today. Now, and Uncle Luke was saying some distasteful shit, right? Yeah. Like, it was it was nasty, right? Nobody's grandma wanted to hear that, but everybody was jamming, and they, they liked it, right? Like, that's freedom of speech. Like, we are at a place where you can't have movies like, what was something that was bad, right? You know what I'm saying? Quentin Tarantino ain't made a movie with motherfuckers saying nigga 1,000 times since the Django.
No, the Hateful Eight, he popped out again. Don't give him no passes.
Oh, that's right.
If anybody gonna be on Quentin's neck, I forgot. It's me. Anybody, if that man got one hater,
I forgot about the Hateful Eight. No.
One hater is me. I'm gonna be right there every time.
I'm over Quentin Tarantino using the N-word profusely in all of his movies.
Right.
And all of the actors who empower him to be able to do this, Samuel.
Sam. Sammy.
Samuel.
Yeah. I mean, amongst others.
Like, but he's the most prominent one.
Yeah,
Samuel.
Sure.
He's been in a lot of.
Jamie Foxx was in Django too.
Yeah, but Samuel is the one who pops in first. He was in Pulp Fiction. He was in Pulp Fiction, and he was in the Hateful Eight too.
He was. Was he in the Hateful Eight? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He was like that old
go-to guys.
Yeah. He likes Samuel.
Yeah.
Pete, shout out, what I'm saying, our terrible Department of War guy. He quoted Samuel in a prayer.
Oh, he did?
The Pentagon. Yeah.
Oh, that's smart
it's
guy.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Old Pete.
Old Pete. Yeah. One of my homegirls, because I grew up in a military family, so I got a lot of homies who are married to soldiers and sailors. One of my homegirls from high school was actually at a Mother's Day brunch at the Pentagon with Miss Hegseth. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was
okay. Not the people I'm going to brunch with anytime soon, but okay.
I was like, I thought that was interesting. Just the spectrum of people that I have shared space with in my lifetime.
Right. Yeah. I don't be sharing space like that. I really have gotten to a place where I don't need to share my space with people. Like, I definitely hear what you're saying about the freedom of speech, especially in comedy.
You gotta let, because how do you can't water down the art form, bro? Like,
yes, you can, because here's what I will say.
You can't water down the art form, bro.
Here's what I will say. Say. I am not a comedian, but as you alluded to at the very beginning of this podcast, I have made myself very successful podcasting, and people tell me I'm funny all the time.
I'm funny.
And I'm not funny because I'm being racist or hateful, and I'm not funny because I'm saying what you call it distasteful things, right?
Yes.
Like, if you are funny, you can be funny without doing those things.
That's true.
That's the thing. Punching down is easy. That's why there were so many comedians doing it, because it's easy. You want to be an artist, you figure out a way to do that without doing these things, and then I can raise you to a level of elite in the comedy sphere that other people can't be. There are some artists who they hear these things, they say, man, everybody's so woke now the world is wrong because everybody no one's laughing at my jokes no more. No, get funnier. Be funnier. Try harder. Work harder. You be funnier. If we're changing, you evolve with us. We're not the problem, it's you. The society, people are going to grow.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, right? People are going to grow. We're going to progress. We're going to progress.
My great aunt loves Josh Johnson. She loves Josh Johnson.
Okay.
Like Josh Johnson, he don't do no cussing and stuff like that, right? Like, and Josh
Kev on
funny.
Stage is another.
Kev on stage,
exactly.
Kev on stage is funny, right? Like, you're right. But the genre, like, it's the art, bro. Like, I'm not. I get it. Some people do distasteful comedy. Some people don't. Some people like it. Some people don't. Right. Mm-hmm. And I think that people expect it because it's the roast of Kevin Hart, because Kevin is so commercial, for it to be more PG, for it not to be like, because think about it like this. When we was in school around the time when all of these comedians was like in their like heyday, right? It was like younger. When we used to roast, everything that you pointed out at the beginning of us talking about this, like things that you cannot change, those were the things you got fried for.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you got fried for, right? And I remember leaving the South and going to California and being at school. And it was
people up, weren't you?
I'm like,
on your
my brother walking around. Ooh, your ass, old green ass nigga, what you got on? Right? And I remember being at school, and it was me and my partner, and we both, he from Louisiana, so we both Southern. And you make fun of people, right? That's what you do. Like, even like when you become friends with people, right? Like, you make fun of people, but it's also very hurtful, right? Like, sometimes like it hurts your feelings.
Yeah.
But that's just the culture of like, that is just, and I'm not, hold on, wait. I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right. That's the point of this story, right? So we firing this nigga. And somebody tapped me and said, Christian, that's not nice. And that fucked my whole world up.
Right.
I was like,
because it's so simple.
It was the first time I'd ever had to think about it. Like, I'm just joking.
Right.
Oh, you know what, man? I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. But I say that to say, right? He was a victim of my verbal abuse, right? You as a viewer are not a victim of the verbal abuse coming from those people because you don't like the subject matter of their art.
But
right?
what
like
if the subject matter is me? If I'm an artist, and
if you are sitting in if you are sitting in the audience and it is you and you are being pointed out, no, not at home. We're not gonna have a pair with
no. Listen.
Okay,
if
go
black
ahead.
people are the subject, and I'm black, can I not take offense to that? If you talk about black people in general,
but you don't gotta keep watching though.
So now I gotta turn it off. Why can't you just be funnier? Why can't you just be funnier?
Because that's where they at. Like, because it's like that's like saying. Wait. But that's like saying, right? I have an argument with the homies all the time about Kodak Black.
Okay. I love Kodak Black.
I'm a super Kodak fan, right?
Super Kodak. Super Gremlin. Yeah, that's me.
Super Kodak, right? Super Kodak.
Project Baby.
Right. Right. Yeah. Like, shout out, Yak. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that things go well for you, bro. I don't want you to go to jail.
Lock him up. Lock him up. It's time. Until he figure it out. Until he figure things out. Lock him up.
No, don't lock him up. Don't lock him up.
Until we figure out what we gonna do with him.
Don't lock him up, bro. Don't lock him up.
Just for a little bit.
No more young brothers in jail.
Lock him up. We can do one more. He's not gonna get clean in there. He's not gonna get clean in there. He's rich. He going to jail. He gonna have all the honey buns. We got room for one more.
He gonna be in there high as
Let's
hell,
just
bro.
swap him and Kodak out.
He not getting sober in there. He gonna be real high in there. Bro.
But at least he won't be in the middle of the street.
I love Yak. So back to my point. So we be in a group chat and they be like, no, down with Yak, right? Down with Yak. And not down with Yak. Yak be jamming, right? But he not for everybody though.
Yeah.
So there's things that he say that people don't agree with. Like, I was talking to somebody and I was saying I really like Biggie, right? But Biggie said that he would fillet somebody's daddy.
He did. He
said that. He did say that he would fillet somebody's daddy. That is distasteful. It is extremely unsavory. But comma but my ass.
No, comma but back then people were saying shit like that. Now you as an adult can look back and say, I don't agree with that. I am not going to say that, and I am not going to listen to people say that kind of stuff.
But sometimes, I've heard racist jokes that I'm like, damn, that's racist, but that shit funny. Like, okay. I can't damn, that was racist.
But
don't say it again. Man. But that shit.
That's
funny.
My point. If it's funny, then if you can make your joke and it still be funny, then no one's going to complain.
So you saying none of that shit was funny?
Well, it's not funny because it's so blatantly racist. I
don't know, bro. Like I did stand up comedy one day.
Yeah, you did.
And there was this white guy outside, and bro was super funny. And we was chilling, we was drinking a beer, and he told me this joke, and it was blatantly racist. Like we were standing there, and it was just me and him, white and black, sitting on this patio.
Yeah,
and there was this Mexican guy outside the patio trying to get this card trick right. It took him a long time. And in the meanwhile, he trying to get his card trick together. We sit there drinking his beer. This why he said, I got this joke and I want to try it. And I said, okay. He told me the joke and I looked at him and I was like, that shit racist, but damn, that's funny.
Okay.
And it was blatantly racist, but it was funny.
Yeah. But
so
now,
what do you do with that?
Now, is your world better because you heard that joke?
No.
Did you get the clicks? Did you get the likes? Did you get the engagements?
We was in person.
Exactly.
Like, it's just, I don't know if his world is better because he made the joke.
But his world ain't better. All he did was say a racist thing to a black dude. No, it's not. It's just a thing he wanted to do that he got to do and that we allow him to do because we say it's art. But in my opinion, you have a responsibility to move with the times. The times does not have to stand still because your artwork is not evolving.
But the thing my question is, right, because art takes many forms, right? And and we are talking about the preservation of free speech, which is going to be redetermined by people who like Chud the Builder want to rock around and go nigga.
Right.
Nigga. Right.
They want to so bad.
Right. So what I'm saying is, as a person, right, who at times says outlandish things, right? You know what I mean? Like I do. Sometimes I go off the rail, right? You know what I mean? I do. And
yeah. Not you. It's that's a survivor. Put the pen down. Using the
yeah, for sure. I'm like, okay. So I do, right? Like, and I have in the past with my white homies, made some some racist jokes, go there, but it don't ever be like, at least we're not being hateful towards one another, but it's funny.
And see, that's the thing. You can make a joke about race without being hateful to the next person and then expect.
So do you feel like they were being hateful during the roast?
They made a joke about George Floyd.
I just think that was distasteful. I don't know if it was. I don't think that. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely distasteful. It's definitely distasteful. They're saying because going back, right? It was very distasteful for Sean to say that the lady is at best a Zeta. Right. That was distasteful.
Right. Now, what is your spectrum of distaste?
Their degrees. Okay, look.
You might be a different part of another affluent organization versus
let me give you a better
on TV in front of everybody.
Let me give you a better example, right? I went to the doctor, right?
Okay.
I got high blood pressure. My doctor say, you got to stop drinking. I said, well, doc, I don't drink that much. I don't drink on the weekends.
I'm not doing that. Yeah. Right? pick another tactic because I'm not doing that.
So the doctor said, doc, I don't drink that much. I don't drink on the weekends. So you got to stop drinking. He said, well, how much you drink on the weekends? I told him. He said, well, you're an alcoholic. And I was like, what? Like, what? How dare you? Right? How dare you?
I could lace you up.
Don't talk to me like that. You know what I mean? Like, don't talk to me like that. Like, he was like, there's a spectrum of like alcoholism, right? Like, you're not like a everyday, like first thing in the morning drunk, but you're kind of a drunk, right? So I'm saying that the spectrum of
I do agree.
I didn't agree. I was in denial for a long time. But the spectrum is vast.
Yeah.
The spectrum of like what is unsavory, right? For like it just depends on who it is being said to. Like, right. So I personally, like, though it may not be for me and it is not something that I want to digest, like I personally am not for censoring those people because I don't like it. Like, I'm not for that. Hold on.
And here's my
does it matter who says the joke?
Oh,
like,
yeah. No,
I can say it kind of way. Also, does it hit depending on your audience? Like, does it matter who says the joke?
Yeah.
Like,
So there's a way we can joke amongst ourselves as Black people, right? And I can say things about you, and you can say things about me, and those things do not come off hateful because we are joking within our own community. I think women do the same thing. I think the LGBTQ population does the same thing. They say there are certain words that we say amongst ourselves. Black folks, we say nigga, we gonna say it, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. You'll never take it from me. Mine. And so for me, it does matter. The messenger matters. And so if we live in a society where white supremacy culture has been trying to keep these people down to in all different ways, right? And then you have a known Trump supporter making a joke to the extent of the Black community is so proud of you right now. George Floyd is looking up at us all laughing so hard he can't breathe. Like, dog, okay.
That was a bad joke.
Right. It's not
That was
funny.
a bad joke. That was a bad joke.
Funny.
Yeah,
it's not funny.
Yeah,
and so
it was,
yeah,
it was
so,
bad.
So
That was a bad joke.
Right. So I'm not saying you can't make jokes about race. There was somebody, I forgot who it was. They said Draymond Green has a stupid name or something like that. They said it's a dumbass name. His mama didn't know who her baby daddy was, so she named him either Andre or Lamont. It just came up with Draymond. And I laughed. Right? Which is also assuming she didn't know who her baby daddy is racist, right?
That's
that is
racist.
a black trope, right?
That
But the joke was funny. And it didn't feel like, oh, damn, Draymond, because who knows? I don't know Draymond's life. Maybe he did have his dad and his mom and they were married or whatever, and a happy family when he was grown. But it was a joke that made me laugh that didn't feel like, damn, as a black person, I should be offended by this. It was like, no, as Draymond Green, I should be offended by this. You know what I'm saying? If anything. So I think there is nuance to these conversations. But my end point is always going to stand. Nobody is telling them, if you say these things, you are going to be stripped of all of the things that you hold dear. They are still doing these things and going to work. Tony Hinchcliffe ain't lost nothing since he said that shit. None of these people are being censored in real life. We're talking about censorship because, we stopped supporting, we stopped watching these things, but we don't have to. Just because they got these people, like you said, if it's not for us, let's not watch it. Yeah, that's cool, bet. The moment you say some weird shit, I decide you're not for me and I'm not going to consume your stuff. And I'm going to tell other people that you're not for me and I'm not going to consume your stuff. And then you have to see if your artwork and your artistry is able to outlast my means of deciding that you ain't shit. And so, it's free speech, but there are consequences to your actions.
I don't disagree with that. Like I don't disagree with that. I think that my whole shtick about this is, though I may not like your comedy, I want you to be able to do it. Just like though I may not like your music, I want you to be able to do it. Speaking of music, because we have going a little long, I got another track from Cam Webby. Yes, we gonna
from Boston. Boston.
From Boston. Yeah. Cause we gonna have to wrap it up here in a little bit. We're gonna bring. So this is Folded by Cam Webby.
Come on,
from Boston.
Oh, not the Kalani sample.
Already falling and falling. But this is good and it falling. It's shit like Kiki a legend. It's shit like Chichi a dozen. Baby can go when you ready. So I'm moving, I'm keeping it steady. And my feelings don't want acting petty. And my feelings you saying you Gucci. I let your body decide. Booty is shaking from left to the right. She look too good, gotta keep me a pipe. When I'm in that pussy, I fight for my life. She live in danger, she live for the night. Give me my girl, you don't act like a wife. Danny, you love you, treating me right. I'm getting sexy tonight. I wanna see you get sexy. I wanna see you get sexy. Baby, I know the rest me. I wanna see you get naked. I don't even know how you test me. Is she like Kiki a legend? Is she like Chichi a dozen? Baby can go when you ready. Start moving, I'm keeping it steady. And my feelings know I'm acting petty. And my feelings you saying you Gucci. But I already know where this headed. I wanna see you put back in it. I don't even know how you stressing shit. Mama, she showing me magic tricks. I'm like, girl, you blessing shit. Ain't that ass so fancy. I wanna see you get dressed with it. I don't even got by shit. She real bitch, she swapping it. I got love for ghetto bitches. Good little thing about wifing it. I got love for pretty bitches. Rapper putting your pop in it. I got love for the trench bitches. Even though they don't think swatch shit. Even though they don't think Ryan shit. Even though they don't think Ryan shit. Like that bitch, that feisty shit. Horoscope, that Pisces shit. She so bad, she tiny shit. That's my twin, we Pisces beat. Is she like Kiki a legend? Is she like Chichi a dozen? Baby can go when you ready. So I'm moving, I'm keeping it steady. And my feelings don't want acting petty. And my feelings you saying you Gucci. Baby, I know what is happening. Is she like Kiki a legend? Is she like
that Folded was hard. I ain't gonna lie. I liked it.
Yeah. First of all, great song to sample anyway with Kalani. I remember when that song first dropped, Folded by her. I was like, oh, she got her R&B classic on. So great move to go and take that and kind of flip it. I really, this is a young cat, right? Cam Webby. Yeah,
Cam Webby.
He a younger rapper because I can hear.
I believe so.
If not, if he's like an OG like ourselves, I'm very impressed. I'm impressed regardless, but I'm impressed that he's been able to kind of capture this new age hip hop sound. Like I can hear the influences of people who dropped in the last 10, 15 years, right? Like Lil Tecca and even like some of that like kind of drill rap flow that they kind of have, like the Ice Spices in them, and you can hear those influences. And so I know he listens to a lot of music, but I really want to know kind of like what inspired him. And so yeah, I'm probably gonna follow him too. I think this is a good platform to kind of launch these people's kind of let people hear these different artists. But yeah, have you ever got to interview him? You've never talked to him before?
No, I've never talked to him before. Shout out to Cam for, showing up in the chat, showing the show love. Shout out to his manager for reaching out to the show, having him on here. It's just, this is really just the strength of the internet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never been to Boston before. You know what I mean? I've
been once.
I'm just letting the Lord use me. You know what I'm saying? Just let him use me. So I
went to Boston once. It was a good time. It's a little cold out there. But
otherwise,
cold. It's nice. They definitely have their history as well, being Boston. But I've met a lot of cool people from that area. So if you're ever trying to go, let's make the trip.
We got to go. We got to go somewhere. I wish I would have known that Prairie View was going to be on Martha's Vineyard, bro. We could find somewhere. We could even sleep in an RV. I don't give a damn. I just want to go up there. Prairie View is going to be on the vineyard to celebrate the anniversary or something like that. It's real bougie and black. I want to go.
Why we can't
go? I really want to go. Anybody watching this, if you know anybody who has a house on the vineyard during August, I think August the 21st to the 23rd or something like that, we need somewhere to stay. Couch, anywhere.
Martha's Vineyard. Dang, okay.
Yeah, bro, I want to go up there, bro. It's like,
okay.
Black excellence. I ain't even know that.
Right.
I'm from the projects. Right, we don't go to Martha's Vineyard. We go to Virginia Beach.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I didn't even know that they were doing this, but I'll say this: Massachusetts has some great recreational laws about certain things, and I would love to go and partake in Martha's Vineyard, considering I believe that is Massachusetts as well. So
touche.
Yeah, so if I get, it's not like I can do those things here in Texas. That's illegal. But if I'm outside of Texas. Yeah.
Can't do them at all.
Definitely.
Touche.
I'm outside of Texas.
Touche. Mel, you got a hookup.
Mel Hooker.
Mel, you got a hookup. Mel, you know somebody on the vineyard? Let us know, Mel.
Oaks Bluff on the Vineyard is a historic Black community in Massachusetts. See, Mel Hooker is from Boston, so
Mel, we trying to couch surf. Surf.
Mel, put some feelers out there. See if you can find somebody
for us. We trying to couch surf.
See if you can find us a little place to lay our heads for the night. But between the two of us, Pan, I think we don't have to couch surf.
We don't. We can find somewhere to live.
We'll be all right. Yeah, we'll be all right.
You'll be all right. Yeah. I mean, I'll sleep in the car. I don't give a damn. As long as I can find somewhere to brush my teeth, I'll do it.
Yeah, for sure. We've made a way out of no way before for less.
Pull up in an RV or something.
We made a way out of nowhere. A van. I've built a van. Yeah.
Now at least something with a toilet. Something with a toilet.
Fair as well. Yeah. Fair as well.
Something with a toilet. Yo, so this has been great. I'm not even gonna lie.
I hated this. I hate talking about politics.
This is great. I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about free speech. We talked about being Black.
That's all political.
About music. Life is political, bro. Life is political.
Being Black is political. Let me get on my soapbox.
We all gotta fight for resources.
We all nothing. We don't all nothing. Being Black is so political. When you are written into the Constitution of your country as property, and then you have to fight for the right to have representation and to be looked at as a human, you are inherently, by design here in the United States, political. Everything we've done, every advancement we got, every handout we've got, everything we've received, everything we've earned, we've had to vote for it, meaning we are political beings here as Black people. And so because when I talk about Black stuff, it gets political. I just don't like having to stop down and talk about political things. And so this has been so much more fun than many of the conversations you and I have had. Because sometimes you are breaking down literal policies for me, and I'm like, Pan, I don't want to talk about this. But at least this time we got to keep it light.
Yeah, no. I just want to be able to create a space where people can hear, just what it sounds like and what's happening for real, instead of it being, I want to talk to people and not at them. And I feel like today we talked to the people. right? Like we talked to each other. We had some good discourse, right? We did not see eye to eye on on the comedy thing, and that's cool, right?
Yeah.
I do think you fucked up. You should not have invoked George Floyd's name like that. I do need to say that because I
want to be on record.
I want to be on record to say I do not support that bullshit. I do not support that bullshit. You should not have said that, bro. That's fucked up.
It's fucked up, and it's not funny.
Yeah. Like it's not funny, and I know a lot. Especially it hit home because I know a lot of people who was friends with him.
Exactly.
Like,
so the audience should not be targeted at the damn roast.
I don't feel targeted.
Yeah, but you know
people
who are
targeted. Yeah. I know people who feel like that, but also I'm an Aquarius, so we don't do them, right?
Yeah,
like,
but that's why I don't fuck with y'all. See,
the
Aquarius are the worst. Oh my god,
you don't do them.
That's the worst. What kind of sign is water and air at the same time?
What
like,
you mean? What do you mean you felt something? What do you mean you have feelings and shit?
Meanwhile, I'm an Aries. I'm like, what? like, excuse me, my nigga. So yeah, big shout out to all the people in the chat. First of all, my people came to support me.
Yeah.
Nishi in the chat, Thundercats, Mel Hooker. Yeah, my people.
Nishi, Mel,
Jill, DBP. That's Dave's Brady Pat. Yeah, my people showed up.
Yo, I appreciate that. My chat ain't never been this booming. I appreciate the weekend. Yo, like they talking. This is great. Tell your friends to come back. I'm here every Thursday at 7, talking the same shit. Sometimes, most of the time, I'm on time. Yeah, most of the time, I had to go to an event today. I'm out here trying to organize to get Black people to vote. Trying to come up, man, I have come up with a really cool social experience that I'm so excited to unveil. I'm not going to say it right now, but Brandon is going to have to come to Houston to help me put it together. He just don't know that he has been recruited. But he is going to help me put this together. Like, yes, it is going to be great. But with that being said, thank you guys. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my amazing co-host for the night, my boy, my brother, my partner, the Brandon Chappell from the Recap Kickback Podcast. Reality TV is better because you are there in the sphere, my brother. And if you have not gone to a Survivor watch party, you need to go. You need to go to one where Brandon is because it's fucking awesome. I don't even watch Survivor, but I will go to a Survivor watch party and I will go with Brandon and I will make friends with everybody in the room because it is such a great time watching these people run around and do these goddamn challenges and win. Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck is going on, but everybody's usually so excited and jubilant and it's just such a nice community. And we
had a good time.
Survivor, give me a check because I just promote the shit out of y'all with some money. With some money. I hope everybody got 3 things today. And I hope you learned 4 things about the Houston Livestock and Rodeo. But the 3 things I want you to walk away from this is love, laughter, and learning. And if you felt the love, give us one of these. If you laughed, give us one of these. And if you learned something, give us one of these. I'm hollering at y'all. It's been great. It's your boy, Big Pan. My mama named me Christian, but don't nobody call me that.
Nobody calls me Brandon but you. Every time you say it, I flinch. Like, what? What was that?
Yeah, it's like when people go Christian, I'm like, oh, hey, hi, right. How you doing? Yeah. But it was just great, man. Love you, dog. Thank you, chat. We out of here.